So the National Institute of Health, which I try to follow somewhat closely, but I think they're just a totally biased organization. I think much of what they're doing, everything they post is very politically motivated, even their stuff going back to the 40s, 50s, since their founding. Very racially motivated and politically driven. So I'm very skeptical of not skeptical of the horrors they've done, not at all. Skeptical when they try to talk about how science cares. Science is why we have so many problems. They haven't been the answer to ending problems. They've created new and worsening problems. But this particular lecture they did, they put out today, which was on America eugenics program, the history of the American eugenics program. And not that they were supporting it, but they're not saying it's gone away either. Your epigenetics helps your eugenics. All our genome labs helps your eugenics program. See, this is the problem with science. It's the problem with mankind. It proves the Bible, as I keep saying in so many videos, because we're all sinful people. So you get powerful people that are able to create lambs like they did the sheep Dolly decades ago, clone her. And you are going to get people that are going to start to get crazy in their mind of the things they can do to people. And then you have these people, these are the people at the World Economic Forum with all this money, all this control, and it's a danger not just to America, but to the world. And then because you have these Ivy League professors and these universities that push this crazy eugenic stuff, but yet say they don't, but say they're the opposite, is the problem. And it's confused society. So one of the things I want to make a point of showing here is that eugenics, their symbol, he showed this slide. It's hard to see, but I'll do a close-up, and there's a reason I'm showing this. Okay, so basically, this was 1921, President Henry Fairfield Osborn, quote, "The right of the state to safeguard the character and integrity of the race on which the future depends is, to my mind, as incontestable as the right of the state to safeguard the health and morals of the people. As science has enlightened government in the prevention and spread of disease, it must also enlighten government in the spread and multiplication of worthless members of society." What have you heard Noah Yuval Harari, that psychopath out of the World Economic Forum, and Klaus Schwab talk about useless eaters? Yes, they see the cattle as useless eaters. These are not mentally sound people. But what's even more interesting is, don't think that this went away. So this symbol of eugenics here, that was on that slide. Do I have it backwards? I turned it around so it's easier, because I screenshot it from the, that's the best I can get it. But it basically, the tree says eugenics. This hasn't gone away. And here's how I can prove that. And this will be backwards. But it's basically just seeing the symbol. This is from one of my nursing books from school. And I graduated nursing 11 years ago. It's Elsevier. See the tree? Same thing. It's the same tree. It's in every nursing book I had. So that's the same people that have been behind the science, that are teaching the scientists, that are teaching the nursing and medical professions. So as long as you have that, you still have your eugenics, then you're still going to have the same set of problems. The fact of the matter is, it would have been nice to know what the world would have been like without science, since they have created all the problems, without lawyers that are so high in their education and so consumed and glorified in themselves that they're total hypocrites and can't see how they're hypocrites. It would be nice to know, if we didn't have what the world would be like, if people weren't so glorified in their own expertise, wouldn't it? So this is, you can find this on YouTube. Oh, before I end, most important part, and I posted this on Safe Chat and Parler, but this was a slide. This was part of what the American Eugenics that was posted by National Institutes of Health talked about today. That Jeffrey Epstein was part of the elite group of all the people to be elite. Jeffrey Epstein hoped to seed human race with his DNA. This was one of their slides. So they're going to try to make it that America's racist. Countries are not racist. People are. And the people that are racist is science. And they don't even recognize it. It is so important. And I don't think people really understand me when I say that you have to have some insight into yourself. If you've been sitting in a classroom most of your life, you do not have any insight into yourself. You don't. And that's why all these experts of science, of law, of the law, of medicine, they have no, and so they have no insight into who they are. And because of that, will go down roads telling themselves this is the right thing to do when really it's the wrong. So this is from the National Institute of Medicine, National Institute of Health. It's a lecture they put out today. It's only about an hour long. I would recommend it to anyone to understand that eugenics never went away, and the true people in America that are racist are, sadly to say, your universities and your most educated in society.